Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi dan salam sejahtera. Nama saya Nak Amisha binti Maizan, nombor matrik E175395. Hari ini akan membentangkan tentang phase equilibrium in ceramic. Saya akan membentangkan tentang phase diagram dan juga one component system. Okey, phase diagram merupakan graphical representation of the physical states of a substance under different condition of temperature and pressure. Manakala phase adalah a region in a system in which the properties and composition are spatially uniform. Okey, melalui phase diagram ni, ada beberapa maklumat yang kita dapat peroleh. Satu adalah phase present at equilibrium. Yang kedua, composition of the phase present at any time during heating or cooling. Then the fraction of each phase present dan the range of solid solubility of one element or compound in another. Okey, seterusnya kita pergi kepada phase rule of one component system. Untuk kita calculate phase rule dalam one component system, kita akan bahagikan kepada 3 bahagian yang berbeza, iaitu area, curve dan juga triple point. Okey, dekat kotak ni adalah formula untuk calculate phase rule. F merujuk kepada degree of freedom. C adalah number of components yang hadir dalam phase diagram. P juga adalah number of phases yang hadir dalam phase diagram. Dan 2 ni adalah constant. Okey. Gibbs phase rule bagi tahu dekat kita yang the number of intensive variables that must be defined to determine the state of a system. Okey, variable ni ada 2 jenis. Satu adalah extensive variable yang dependent on quantity, contohnya macam volume, mass dan juga moles. Satu lagi adalah intensive variable yang tak dependent on quantity, contohnya macam pressure, density dan juga temperature. Okey, untuk nak calculate phase rule bahagian area. Okey, bahagian area, perhatikan dekat phase diagram ni ada part yang dilabel macam DOC, COA dengan AOD. Okey, contoh kawasan DOC ni, kawasan ni adalah kawasan ais dan duduk di fasa solid. So, komponen yang terlibat dekat sini hanyalah satu, iaitu ais, dan fasa yang terlibat dalam ni adalah satu juga, iaitu solid. Sebab tu nilai C dengan P dia adalah 1. So, degree of freedom dekat kawasan area adalah 2 dan sistem ini dikenali sebagai bivariant. Seterusnya dekat kawasan curve, contohnya macam CO, line CO ni adalah kita panggil sebagai CO curve. Di mana dekat sini kita boleh panggil juga sebagai freezing curve ataupun melting curve. Untuk DO curve ni kita boleh panggil sebagai sublimation curve ataupun deposition curve. Dan curve AO ni kita panggil sebagai boiling curve. Okey, dekat sini even komponen dia satu, tapi sebab dia curve, so fasa yang terlibat adalah 2. Contohnya macam dekat CO curve ni, fasa yang terlibat dekat sini adalah fasa solid, ais dan juga fasa liquid dekat water. Sebab tu number of phases present adalah 2 dan sistem ini dikenali sebagai univariant. Seterusnya, untuk triple point dekat point O ni, kalau kita perhatikan fasa solid dan fasa liquid dan juga fasa gas, diorang ni intercept dan exist dekat atas satu point yang sama, iaitu point O. Dan disebabkan dekat sini ada 3 fasa yang berlainan, apabila kita masukkan dalam formula phase rule, degree of freedom yang terdapat dekat sini adalah kosong dan sistem ini dikenali sebagai non-variant. Seterusnya, bila single phase substance ni dia dipanaskan ataupun disejukkan, diorang akan undergo a number of polymorphic transformation. So, transformation dalam one component system yang terlibat ialah reconstructive transformation dan juga displacive transformation. Untuk reconstructive transformation ni secara ringkas, dia melibatkan penyusunan semula atom, penyusunan semula crystal structure semasa primary bond tu diputuskan dan direformasikan sehingga tak ada hubungan langsung antara crystal structure of parent dengan crystal structure of product. Dan penghasilan crystal structure dalam reconstructive transformation ni dia disebabkan oleh proses diffusion of atom. Berbeza pula dengan displacive transformation. Dalam displacive transformation ni, dia tidak melibatkan apa-apa pemutusan ikatan. Dia hanya melibatkan perpindahan satu atau lebih jenis atom atau ion dalam crystal structure. Dan disebabkan displacive ni tak ada breaking bonds. So tenaga yang terlibat dalam dispersive transformation ni hanyalah sedikit semasa phase transformation. Okey, seterusnya kita akan pergi kepada contoh-contoh seramik yang undergo polymorphic transformation. Okey, yang pertama kita tengok kepada silika. Dalam silika ni dia akan undergo kedua-dua dispersive dengan reconstructive transformation. Dan contoh yang kita ambil ni ialah quartz. Okey, untuk low quartz kita panggil sebagai alpha structure dan high quartz kita panggil sebagai beta structure. Okey, dan perubahan dari alpha structure kepada beta structure dia melibatkan transformation iaitu dispersive transformation. Sebab apa kita panggil dispersive transformation? Sebab dekat sini tak ada pemutusan ikatan yang berlaku. Atom tu hanyalah shifted. Sebab tu kita panggil sebagai dispersive transformation. Okey, then bila beta quartz tu dipanaskan lagi, dia akan transform ke tridimide. Namun tak semua keadaan transformation ni akan berlaku. Contohnya macam dalam pure silica oxide. Okey, untuk mengekalkan kestabilan tridimide ni, certain amount of impurities perlu ditambah, contohnya seperti alkali element. Okey, then lepas beta quartz tu dipanaskan lagi, dia akan terbentuk ke cristabolite structure. Pembentukan ke cristabolite ni mungkin agak lambat dan dia berlaku pada suhu melebihi 1300 degree Celsius. Okey, perubahan antara quartz, tridimide dan cristabolite ini kita panggil sebagai rekonstruktif. Sebabnya dekat sini akan ada pemutusan ikatan berlaku. Okey, seterusnya kita pergi kepada zirconia. Dalam zirconia ni akan ada 3 well-defined polymorph structure yang terbentuk bergantung kepada perubahan suhu. Dekat room temperature, zirconia akan terbentuk monoclinic structure dan kalau suhu naik melebihi 1170 Celsius, dia akan membentuk tetragonal structure. Dan kalau suhu melebihi 2370 Celsius, dia akan membentuk cubic structure. Dan yang terakhir ialah barium titanate. Dalam barium titanate ni akan ada 4 polymorph structure yang terbentuk bergantung pada perubahan suhu. Suhu melebihi 120 degree Celsius, dia akan membentuk cubic structure. Kalau suhu tu rendah, kurang dari 120 degree Celsius, dia akan membentuk tetragonal structure. Okey, untuk orthorhombic dan rhombohedral ini, mereka ini adalah phase transition yang terbentuk semasa cooling process. Dan suhu dari tetragonal untuk bertukar ke orthorhombic ialah 0 degree Celsius dan orthorhombic bertukar ke rhombohedral ialah negative 90 degree Celsius.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Today I'm going to present about the binary system. What is binary system? Binary system in a phase diagram is a temperature composition map which is indicate the equilibrium phase present at a given temperature and the composition of the element used. Okay, this equilibrium state can be found from the Gibbs free energy dependence on the temperature and the composition. There are some conditions that we have to follow in order to make this binary system achieve the equilibrium state, which is the number of components used is only 2 and the number of freedom and the phases also have to be satisfied. There are 3 variables that influence in this phase diagram, which is temperature, pressure, and also the composition of the element used. There are 3 possible outcomes from this binary system, which is first, complete solid solubility, and the second, partial solid solubility without the formation of the intermediate phase, and also with the formation of intermediate phase. Next, there are 2 types of solid solution, which is first, substitutional solid solution and also interstitial solid solution. There are differences between substitutional and interstitial solid solution, which is for the substitutional, the size of the solute and solvent atoms are similar, but then for the interstitial, the size of the solvent are not similar, which is the size of the solute is much more smaller compared to the solvent. The other detailed explanation can be read in the slide. Next, there are conditions for the complete solid solubility to occur that follows the Hume-Rothery rules. For substitutional solid solubility, the atomic radius for both solute and solvent cannot be different not more than 15%. For the crystal structure for both solute and solvent have to be similar. Next, both solute and solvent should have the same valency. If it's not satisfied, compensating defect form in the solute crystal in order to maintain the charge of neutrality. Other than that, both of them have to be in similar electronegativity, and last but not least, the chemical affinity for both of them cannot be too high. Next, for the interstitial solid solubility, solid atom should have a smaller radius than 59% of solvent atom. And next, the solid and solvent atom have to be in similar electronegativity. Other than that, the two elements should have the same valency, or else the solubility will be decreased. Hence, the greater the difference in valence between solid and solvent atoms, the lower the solubility. And also, they cannot be too high affinity, chemical affinity between them. Next, as you can see, there are phase diagram shows in the slide, which is it is magnesium oxide and nickel oxide of phase diagram, which is exhibit the solid solubility of the entire composition range liquidus and solidus line. What is about the phase diagram? Okay, as we can see, there are two elements used, which is magnesium oxide and also nickel oxide. Okay, why they are both used in this phase diagram? Because both of these have the same crystal structure, which is cubic crystal structure. They also have the same valency and electronegativity. Next, there also can be in a binary system of the phase diagram because the atomic radius are not differ more than 15%. The graph, it also can conclude that there are complete solid solubility exists between the two end member. Okay, to know the detail about what happened in this phase diagram, all the explanation has been written in this slide. So, enjoy reading!
I'm going to explain about eutectic diagrams with partial solid solubility and no intermediate compounds. Given the numerical restriction needed for the formation of complete solid solutions, there are exceptions rather than the rule. Most ceramic binary phase diagrams exhibit partial solubility instead. Furthermore, the addition of one component to another will lower the freezing point of the mixture relative to the melting point of the end members. The end result is lower liquidus curves for both ends members which intersect at a point. The point of intersection defines the lowest temperature at which a liquid can exist and is known as the eutectic temperature, TE. This type of diagram is well illustrated by the magnesium oxide calcium oxide system shown in the figure 8.6, where magnesium oxide dissolve some calcium oxide and vice versa. The limited solubility comes about mostly because the size difference between the calcium and magnesium ions too large for complete solid solubility to occur. Beyond a certain composition, the increase in strain energy associated with increasing solute content can no longer be compensated for by the increase in configuration entropy. At the eutectic temperature, three phases coexist and there are no degrees of freedom left. In other words, the coexistence of three phases in a two-component system can occur only at a unique temperature, pressure, and composition. Condition for the existence of one solution domain is the absence of a strong affinity of end members for one another. That is not always the case. In many instances, the two ends members react to form intermediate compounds. For instance, the compound of the reaction can be formed by the reaction below, where the free energy chain for the reaction necessitates that for simple mixing of the two end members to form a solid solution. Under these conditions, intermediate compounds appear in the phase diagram, which in analogy to the end members either can be line compound or can have wide range of stoichiometry. Furthermore, these intermediate phases can melt either congruently or incongruently.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I Azian and I will explain you about my part. So my part is ternary system. So what is the ternary system? Ternary system is the three-component phase diagram which has the shape of triangular prism with an equilateral triangle like this. Okay, it consists upper region and lower region. The one phase region which has the upper region and the two phase region which is the lower region. Both regions have three components, and the degree of freedom for upper region is 4, while the lower region is 3. Okay, let's say this is our ternary system. Okay, the vertices of the triangle represent the pure component A, B, and C, let's say. Okay, 4 degree of freedom are temperature, pressure, and the concentration of the 2 of the 3 component. The base, which is the side of the triangle, represent binary mixture of the component indicate at the vertices of that particular base. That means this is the binary mixture. This line is the binary mixture for component A and B. This line is the binary mixture for component A and C. And these bases is represent the binary mixture for C and B. This base also represents zero composition for component of the opposite vertex. That means for this line, it has zero composition for component C, and this line has zero composition for component B, and this line has zero composition for component A. Okay, the boundary curve in the figure represent equilibrium between two solid and liquid. The intersection of the boundary curve represent 4 phases in equilibrium, which are 3 solid and a liquid. The point is the lowest state at which liquid can exist and called as ternary eutectic.
Hi, my name is Nur Shamimi Atira binti Abdul Aziz and my metric number is A175721. So, I'm going to continue our group presentation with talking about the phase rule of ternary system. The phase rule is the general principle governing PVT system in thermodynamic equilibrium, whose states are completely described by the variable pressure, volume, and temperature. So here the phase rule 3-component system is given. If F is the number of degrees of freedom, C is the number of components, and the value is 3. And P is the number of phases with the value 1. All the phases are stable together and known as quintuple point. The variation in concentration of 3-component mixture is expressed by means of triangular diagram or equilateral triangle. Any line that connecting 2 points sharing a common concentration of one of the 3 components can be simplified to a binary phase diagram. So now we move to the next, which is free energy composition and temperature diagram. Equilibrium state that the phase or the combination of phase diagram for which the free energy of the system is lowest. If the free energy of the system is at lowest value, the reaction system will be in the state of chemical equilibrium. The first part, which is polymorphic transformation in unary system. Congruent melting of the compound, and here is in the slide shows the T dependent of the free energy function on for liquid and solid. The Gibbs energy is a quantity that becomes more negative during process. As chemical reaction take place, G only falls and never become more positive. At this point, G is at the minimum and no further net change can take place, so the reaction is then at equilibrium. Free energy changes as T is lowered below the equilibrium temperature, which is Tm.
Figure 8.11 shows that the free energy versus composition diagram for a system that exhibits complete solid solubility. It consists 2 vertical axes represent pure AO and pure BO. This diagram also shows that AO has lower free energy of formation than BO. And lastly, the solution is assumed to be ideal, which is delta H makes equal to 0. Figure 8.12, T1 shows the free energy of the liquid solution is the lowest composition. T2 shows between pure AO and point M, the lowest energy of the system is the liquid solution. The solution between DO and N has the lowest energy. Lastly, the system's lowest energy state is given by the common tangent construction for the composition M and N. For T3 shows the solid solution is the most stable phase. Stoichiometric and non-stoichiometric. Non-stoichiometric compound A1/2, B1/2, O is presumed to exist between two stoichiometric compounds A3/4, B1/4, O and A1/4, B3/4, O. Straight vertical lines exist only over a very narrow composition range. Two tangents to the non-stoichiometric phase from the adjacent phase do not meet at a point, whereas there is a range of composition over which the non-stoichiometric phase has the lowest free energy and thus exists.